I snuck out of Mussel Bay when it looked like there was a break in the weather, but as soon as I got to the garden route, another storm blew in. So that famous stretch of road remains, well, a mystery to me. The weather was better at Jeffreys Bay, or J Bay as the professional surfers call it. Super Tubes, a right-hand surf break, is rated as one of the best waves in the world. Catch it right when the surf's high, and you'll get carried from one end of the beach all the way to the other. Catch it wrong and you'll end up in the rocks. This guy was by no means the best I saw that day, but the swell was dying down. At least it gives you an idea just how long this wave can be when you ride it from one end to the other. I'm told half the skill is in learning which waves to take and which waves to leave. Given that this was a quiet day, you'd need some guts to get out there when the waves are rough. The swell was already starting to die down after the storm, but here's a snip from the TV just to show what these guys normally get up to. We found there was plenty to admire from the beach anyway. I started the long climb up to the inland plateau. It's the dry winter period, so there's hardly any lush crops, but even so it's still remarkably barren and parched. There were very few trees, and those I did see often had people pulling them down. The number of huts and dwellings scattered across the landscape is quite remarkable. Many of them have this green and black decoration, which lets you see them from miles away. I really enjoyed watching the people going about their everyday lives, just digging the soil or carrying sticks, herding animals, the usual stuff, but in this country it was strange and interesting. It's a long way from the urban sophistication that I'd seen in Cape Town, for example. There's plenty of room to let your horse have a run, but not much else really going on. However, you see loads of people walking to school, huge distances, and most of them are pretty neatly turned out, although a few are still pretty sassy. When you come into the towns, that's where all the action takes place, but I haven't really felt comfortable stopping and taking loads of photos and movies like I did in Ecuador or Bolivia, for example. I'm not sure why, I feel a bit spooked by it all, but maybe I'll get used to that. To get to the next coastal area I wanted to visit, back onto these roads, the countryside's all rumpled together, makes the roads really interesting to ride, and some of the views you get are just beautiful. There are some great backpacker hostels all the way up the coast wherever you stop. This one at Port St John's was very picturesque, lovely restaurant round the corner, and then you could climb up either side of the valley and get some wonderful views. One night I got the sunset, met some interesting biker friends there. And then the next day I climbed up the other side and saw the sort of daytime view. Well, this is the view from one of the gates of Port St John. That's the other gate across the river there. It's really a lovely view looking down the river out to where it opens into the sea. Well, I've been in Africa for over 2 weeks already. Time seems to have whizzed by. I've come across the huge sweeping savanna-like areas inland. Lots of yellow grasses, no obvious crops. The twists and turns make for really great bike riding. Tomorrow I'm heading a bit further up the coast towards Durban, where the landscape tends to be much lusher, lots of sugarcane I believe. cut inland and then head north, eventually getting onto the N3, and that'll take me up to Johannesburg. Little did I know then, but on the way up to Joburg I kind of got diverted. We'll talk about that in the next video. See ya.